What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. Hope y'all had a great Monday, man. Hope everything went smooth, and hope the start of your week is going phenomenal. Guys, we're going to get into today's docket real quick, because I ain't going to lie to y'all. Like, I'm also a Pacers fan, and the finals, my soul's hurting today, man. My soul's hurting, and I'm sad about how the finals ended for my Pacers last night. Tyrese Halliburton, hope you get better, bro. But we're going to get into it in today's docket. And first thing we do want to talk about is I've seen a new trade rumor that has come across the internet, and I have not seen this one yet. So apparently, that Anthony Palacios from Last Word on Sports suggested that the Vikings might trade safety Josh Matelis if they aren't able to get a new contract deal worked out with him. And one of the places that Palacios says Matelis might go to would be the Carolina Panthers. So I was like, wait, what do you mean? Hold up. And so I looked up to see what he was talking about, and here's what he had to say. It says, meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers are in dire need of a safety despite signing Trayvon Moehrig this offseason. Nick Scott isn't much of a reliable starter who will help Moehrig get up to speed. While they have cornerbacks J.C. Horn and Michael Jackson, that's crazy to say in a regular sentence still, that will be the main contributors of the secondary, they should find a way to get Josh Matelis. The Panthers had one of the worst defenses in the league last year, and that was due to a poor secondary unit. Matelis could easily become the new promising duo alongside Moehrig. So, not going to lie, for the first time in a good little minute, Palacios actually made a trade suggestion that, for all intents and purposes, it actually makes sense. And I can see the vision here, because when you look at what Matelis did last season, the man put up 103 total tackles, had 2 interceptions, was targeted 73 times, and allowed 72.6% completion percentage, and his passer rating was at a 90.4. It may look a little, I know y'all probably like, I don't know, bro, that seems kind of a little suspect, but in all actuality, when you compare it to the other guys we're talking about, Blackman and Simmons, it's not as far off as you think. When we compare it to Blackman, look at it this way. He has more tackles than Blackman. He was targeted more times than Blackman, but his percentage was only the percentage he allowed was only 3% higher than what Blackman allowed. He had one more pass deflection. I mean, he got targeted more, so I would hope so. Had one fewer interception, but overall, he only allowed 1 touchdown all season, which I think is actually phenomenal. And his passer rating when targeted at was 10 points lower, actually 13 points lower than what Blackman's was. And they played almost the same amount of snaps all season. Then you compare it to the likes of veteran Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons definitely has the better numbers when you look at it. Matelis has more tackles. Obviously, Matelis got more targets, but that completion percentage, that shows Simmons, he's a whole lot more locked down, more pass deflections. They have the same amount of interceptions, but again, Matelis has only allowed 1 touchdown, and the passer rating allowed, Simmons has a lower number by 9 points, and Simmons played fewer snaps. So I say all that to say this. Man. Looking at Josh Matelis, if they don't get a new contract deal worked out in Minnesota, it's not a bad idea to look at it, considering he's a little bit better than what Blackman is right now, and they're both 26. He's not better than Simmons, but I attribute a lot of how great Simmons is due to experience and so forth. So it's not a bad idea to think, hey, that may be a possibility. Now, the issue is you are going to have to pay him because he is entering the final year of his contract. So either you get a deal worked out this year when you trade for him, or you play out this 1 year and you're expected to cough up the cash next year. I don't know how much he's going to ask for. And that's the one hiccup I say with this, because you don't want to get just 1 year and then let him go for all intents and purposes. But if it's a reasonable number, why not? If it's a reasonable number, I would hear him out, because you can get ahead of the curve, get him paid, and now you got a great safety duo to go into it. And then lastly, if you're gonna trade for him, if we're really gonna do the trade, Matelis was a 6th-round pick. Sorry, excuse me. He was a 6th-round pick. So if we're gonna do the trade, I would look at giving up a 5th-round pick and a player. That's what I would do. I think that'd be good compensation. A 1-to-1 player, give him a 5th-round pick, call it a day, see what happens. I like those odds. I like that decision, and honestly, I think it could work out. So keep in mind with Josh Matelis and whatnot, I think be surprised there. Next, guys, I know y'all see the headline. You're probably wondering, pizza parties. What's going on over here? So one of our players is giving up pizza parties for Pro Bowls. As crazy as that sounds, as crazy as it's kept. So our own Ja'Tavion Sanders, he has some news to tell us about, man. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, after your rookie season, like after the rookie year, when it comes to offseason workouts, you're considered a vet now, and generally players will start to get their own workouts in, because obviously they're not mandatory anymore. Like you have to make that commitment as a pro. And so Dave Canales, he had that same mindset for the 2024 rookies. And he's like, hey, yo, I'm challenging y'all to come back committed and find your own motivation this offseason and come back to OTAs in shape. He's like, listen, y'all pros, y'all are grown men. You got to do the thing. And so Ja'Tavion Sanders, that man, he took it to heart. Came into it for his physically and mentally, especially when it came to his habits and the results. Bro came to OTAs 10 pounds lighter and was actually slightly faster from what everybody was saying. Hey, Kelvin Benjamin, I hope you know what you did. This is how you were supposed to be. You were supposed to be this committed. You weren't supposed to be getting bigger. But it's funny because even Coach Canales actually noticed that how the shape that JT was in. And here's what Coach Canales had to say. He's like, JT heard that message, took it seriously, and he really came back in great shape. I'm proud of him for taking those steps, and it makes me feel confident about him going into the summer, having a plan for his prep, and looking for a big year out of him, especially with Trimble having his surgery coming up and him being out for a little while. It's great to know that JT came into OTAs in great shape. And he even was speaking about how he got here, because apparently the start of his fitness journey, it came on the heels of Bryce Young. It started because of Bryce Young. So here's what happened. He said he went out to So he was saying he went out to California to work out with Bryce Young, and that's really where he started because of the work he saw Bryce putting in. He told me he was going to do some quarterback training. Bryce might be one of the hardest workers I know. Real talk. I'm talking about actually working out, not only throwing. And then when they asked him, like, hey, did y'all do anything, like, afterwards to enjoy Cali? Because he was out there for 5 days. It was him and Jalen Coker both went to work out with Bryce. And he said, nah. He's like, we got some food, and stuff afterwards, but that was really a business trip for sure. I told BY after that week, I'm going back with you again. And I don't know about y'all, bro, but to me, that speaks volumes. To me, that speaks greatness into Bryce Young getting his teammates motivated and getting them in the right mindset to have for the offseason to try and come back better, build on that continuity, that camaraderie, that chemistry, and everything that you need to be a successful football team going forward. And JT also admitted that, he had some bad habits last year. He was like, just taking that next step. You've got to get better every year. I couldn't come back the same way. I just felt like I was what I felt like that was what I needed for myself to take that next step to become the player I want to be and to become the teammate I want to be for this team. Last year, I was definitely one of those dudes. Definitely got me a little Domino's pizza or whatever. But now, if I'm hungry at 11 o'clock, I open up one of them meal prep containers. And then he finished it off. They asked him what is his personal goals or what are the goals he has going into this finals, going into the next season and beyond. And he just flat out said, ultimate goal is to win here, win the division, win the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, but personal goal, trying to make the Pro Bowl. And man, I love the commitment. I think that is really great on Sanders. I do love that he said, you know what? I'm committed to working out, getting better, and coming back healthier each and every season, unlike Kelvin Benjamin. But yeah, if y'all can't tell, I'm still salty about that. If I'm being honest with y'all, I didn't even want to draft Kelvin Benjamin, but that's just me. Like, we'll get into that another day. But JT, proud of you for taking the message to heart, and I'm glad that you came in and you did the thing, bro. And lastly, guys, apparently flag football is going to be the key to one of our players' Olympic dreams. So ESPN's David Newton wrote an article about how flag football that's in the Olympics could actually help Chuba Hubbard achieve his Olympic dreams. And for those of you who don't know, Chuba Hubbard's first love was actually track and field. And he actually wanted to be a Olympic champion in track and field as a sprinter before really falling in love with football and before really picking it up like that. And his old track coach, Corinne Timmer, she had this to say about it. Because one thing he did, like at his first international meet at 9, was when he really solidified, like, hey, I want to be an Olympic track champion. And here's what she had to say. She said, he's like, this is just the beginning, coach. I'm going to the Olympics. It was nonstop. He wanted to hit the big time. He wasn't satisfied with just winning a race here or there. He wanted to be on the world stage. But of course, football became bigger, the bigger pool, and sidetracked him from that Olympic goal. But here's the thing, and I know as a coach, you might be like, oh man, he could have been one of the greats. He could have been this, that, and the third. But here's what Timmer had to say to follow that up. She said, and speaking about her relationship and then how good he really was and everything like that, she's like, he was like one of my own. He was best friends with my youngest son. Both dreamed of the Olympics from elementary school on. But as he told me he went the football route, I really, really love football. I was like, you go pursue your dreams. Now he's going to have a chance to go to the Olympics in football. I couldn't be happier. And to be truthful, I couldn't be happier for him either. Like, that's actually really cool. And I like had a brain slip for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh yeah, he plays for Canada. He plays for Canada. He would be playing for Canada if he plays for flag football. And so, of course, the main question asked Chuba, does he even want to play? Does he even want to play flag football for Canada? Here's my man's response. Hell yeah. I don't know the process or anything, but I plan to still be in this league and thrive in 2028. So if they want me to become a part of it, it would be an honor. And then when talking about the talent pool, he followed it up by saying there's so many guys now, all the guys that I grew up with that made it into the league, even younger guys now that are coming up, I feel like that would lead the charge. And truth be told, the talent he's talking about, Canada has a low-key squad, especially if they include players in the CFL too. Oh, man. Like actual Canadians born in the CFL, it's gonna get spooky out here. But honestly, I really hope Carolina allows Chuba to go play. I want him to achieve his dream. If he wants to play in the Olympics, hey, go play for the Olympics. Play for your nation, bro. Have fun. It's a once-in-a-lifetime dream. And the fact that football, even if it is flag, is a way for you to achieve that dream and to say, hey, yo, look, world, I am good enough to be in the Olympics for my country for this. And the fact that he had the potential to do it in 2 sports, track and field and football, bro, that's just phenomenal. That's just phenomenal. But, guys, we're going to end up on the last segment. And y'all know it's your favorite segment. Y'all love this. Time for Panther Nation to speak their truth. All right, man. So we're going to go in the first one that comes up. In regards to the Would You Rather I posted last week. So, Dark Games, 6732. Like, he said, the Would You Rather between Luke Kuechly and Julius Peppers. Here's what he had to say. Said, first, well, actually, he was speaking about everything I said in the last video. So in regards to the Dan Orlovsky, he was like, first, I think he's right. Bryce can improve very much because he has potential, and this year he has better players around him. Next, 29th, that is disrespect. We are better than the Jags, Jets, Bears, and more. Lastly, I would add Luke because he helped us go 15-1. Plus, we had a good D-line. If they get past them, we have Luke to stop the run. Hey, I respect it. I respect the thought process 100%. I see where you're going, and, hey, I'm all with it. I'm all with it, Dark Games. I see what you're going. Now, some of you went the other route and chose Julius Peppers, and one in particular was D-Law from 3D. Says, I'll take Peppers. Our run defense will be worlds better than it was last season with the addition of Tershawn Wharton, Bobby Brown, and our dog, Derek Brown, returning from injury. Peppers would make things easier for the secondary as well. And I'm thinking he's saying that in regards to the pass rush and so on and so forth. So, D-Law, I think that if that's what you're saying, I get it. Basically, because the pass rush would be a lot better, that means the quarterback is having to make decisions quicker, which could help our secondary not have to cover as long. So I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying. And lastly, third and final comment for the day comes from Rebel X 2695. They said, I think the general public is not aware of what's coming this season. Dan Morgan rebuilt both sides of the line. He didn't want big angry dogs for nothing. He is gonna want to run first and pass when you have to. Control the clock. Wear that other team out. And please underrate our defense. Put a chip on their shoulder. The Panthers aren't scared to be in close games. The Panthers will take the division. Mark my words. But as always, the team needs to stay as healthy as possible. Who is ready for some Neil Diamond, by the way? Oh, man. Hey, Rebels, hey, man. They ain't ready for their Neil Diamond, but I love all of it. I love all of that, man. But, guys, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you can always be reminded and notified of when these videos drop. Next, let me know your thoughts and in the comment section below on A, do you think Carolina should be in talks about a trade for Josh Matelis? B, how do you feel knowing now that JT Sanders has come back from OTAs 10 pounds lighter, a bit faster, and took his health to heart to come into this next season? And C, would you be cool with Chuba Hubbard playing in the 2028 Olympics, or would you be concerned and you wouldn't want him to do it? Let me know all that in the comment section below and more, because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with two tats. Peace, much love to all your presentation. Take care, later days, and as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.